Okay, I want to say one thing before I forget. So, everything that you read about goats in labor, every goat is different. And that being said, CiCi right now is in labor. She's actively in labor. She just crawled the fence. So she just put her feet up on the fence. And she'll eat. She just ate breakfast. So they talk a lot about goats will go off feed. They will, my husband's always like, if they're still crawling around, they're not in labor. She's eating. She's eating hay right now. Twiz is the same way. We'll eat all during labor. That's why that is not a really good sign. That stringer is telling me right now what I need to know. She's in labor. Again, here she is crawling the fence. Most goats would not do that. Bunny and Nani would not do that in labor. Bunny and Nani don't eat right before they give birth. Twizzy eats before, during, and after. CiCi's the same way. She'll eat and eat and eat until she's pushing, until basically she's pushing. I'm not in a super big hurry. Like I said, she's stringing probably in the next 30 minutes to an hour, but she's not pushing, which means I just needed to stop and be dirty and be nasty. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna change clothes, I'm gonna get something to eat, and I'm gonna come back out. Okay, so it may be a while. She's stringing, which means we should be close, like in the next hour or two. There's a lot of shenanigans going on in the barn right now. She's still eating like a horse, and she's still, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. My camera is not working really well right now, and so I'm a little bit nervous to kind of go in the house. I'm gonna work on the connectivity a little bit. Because there's no, if it's going to be a couple of hours, there's no reason for me to sit here in the barn with her for 2 hours if I can watch her on the camera. Like this. I put a hay flake in here for her. They have an entire round bale, guys. But this is what's happening. And poor Tinkerbell, she doesn't understand why she's not allowed in. But this is like DEFCON 5. We all want to be in here. Goats don't understand social distancing. That's what I need right now. Here's Chief. He did finally go across. I think some of the girls have gone out to eat. I'm hoping they will when they kind of realize the excitement's died down, but I've given her some more food. So they all want to come in here and eat. Goats always act like they're starving. It's ridiculous. Tink, are you ready to be a big sister? Chief. We had lots of spectators. It used to be, in years past, I've locked everyone out of this barn because it gets hard for me to go in and out. But this year I haven't. I've just let them all hang out. So as far as supplies, I am probably not the best person as far as birthing supplies. Most people have like this big birthing kit. I don't. I have some gloves, some rubber gloves. I have some paper towels and some feed bags. And then I have Nutrigench supplement, clean water, and food. Basically, that's the extent that I have of things. I have some bottled water. I clipped my fingernails really short. My hands are clean, just in case. This girl's had so many babies. I don't think that, I'm hoping that things go well because I think she's the perfect goat to show you guys having kids. Mostly because, like right now, she's eating. And my battery's almost dead. So I'm gonna have to go take this inside and let the battery charge, even though it was full when I came out here. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I switched over to the GoPro. And I'm going to probably just talk for a second and then turn this back off because we're probably an hour or more away from anything happening, honestly. So just wanted to point out some differences with CiCi. Obviously, you guys watched me with Nani, and she was not interested in me. She wanted to be far away from me. This girl is not that way. You can see she is very snuggly. Bunny is a lot this way. Sorry, that was the cat. Just really wants pets and to be close to you. And she'll do this until she lays down. She'll want to be right here with me. And so that's kind of different. A lot of things that you will read will just say they change their behavior. CiCi's always like this. I don't find that she really changes her demeanor or behavior at all. As you can see, she ate all the grain. She left the pellets, of course, because we're spoiled. Just a little bit spoiled. But yeah, she really doesn't. She doesn't have any behavior changes. She doesn't really go off by herself. She would probably be out grazing right now, honestly, if I'd let her. It's one of the reasons that I keep her pinned up. Where I think Bunny, Nani, and Twizzy was out. Was not locked up when she had babies, but she came in here and had her babies and had Huck in this stall. So that tells you just kind of, yes, a lot of the things that you will read are true for most goats. But here is, there's always an exception to the rule. And for CiCi, she wants to be snuggled. She wants to be right with you. She'll eat forever, where Bunny will stop eating 6 hours or more before she has babies. So it's just different. Each goat is different. And you can see all the little ones, I hope, out here playing. Huck and Clover. Buck behavior starts early, if you didn't know. And I've got these guys that are down here. This is Tulip and Pepper are over here playing on this little stool. That got put in place because of Tulip, and Clover kept going through the fence. So I think I'm going to have to, probably for next year, not for next year, when I start milk sharing, my hope is to not have to put them outside. So typically I put them outside in a dog kennel. My hope is to leave them in one of these stalls, but they're going to have some chicken wire because they will try to get out to go find mom. See, Bunny's calling her girls, so they just came to her. Pepper and Huck are having fun. Pepper has been a bit mischievous. Hasn't he, Nani Bear? Going through the fence. He was kind of small. So yeah, you're going to read all kinds of different signs of labor, but the truth is you really just have to know your animal, and that's why it's important that you breed on specific dates so that you know a roundabout time when the goats are due. So that you can be watching, so that you can learn the signs. And it took me probably 2 years to be good at knowing, probably because Twiz was the only goat that I had those first couple of years having babies, and I still have no idea when she's going to have babies. She's kind of the worst. Versus CiCi was really easy to tell. CiCi was probably my first goat outside of Twiz and Daisy to have babies, and it's not a mystery, is it, C? She loses her ligament, she fills up her udder, but she absolutely does not go off feed. She doesn't go off by herself. She really just is the same goat. Bunny is really easy to tell. Nani's really easy to tell. I'll be interested to see. Pixie's our last one, so after CiCi, it'll be Pixie in mid-April. I've decided Zelda is officially not bred. She's open, and so Pixie, has had kids once. And I'm not really sure. I didn't know she was pregnant, so I didn't really watch her. Tulip. So yeah, so that's kind of what I want to tell you, is that there's a lot of things they'll tell you. Distancing, they'll be more vocal, they will stop eating, those kind of things. They get this far off look in their eye, which I have no idea what that means. The best thing is ligaments and udder fill. Even Twiz will lose her ligaments. She tends to not fill up her udder until the very last second, sometimes even after the baby's born. This girl fills her udder for sure. Ligaments are probably the one thing that you need to get good at because it's the probably best tell. So we're just going to sit here and hang out with Miss CiCi for a while. I'm going to watch her here for 20 or 30 minutes. If she's not really having hard contractions, I'm going to go back inside and just watch her on the camera and check in on her about every 20 minutes. Because it's a little chilly today and there's no point in me sitting out here. So we'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I've come back out to watch her for a few minutes myself. I've been watching her from inside for probably about an hour. Well, maybe not quite an hour. Maybe about 45 minutes. And my camera is pretty good. The one that I have, it's just internet's hard, so like the stream is not, it skips a lot, so it's kind of hard to see. She's having some contractions, but I don't really know how close together they are. So I'm gonna come sit with her for 10 or 15 minutes and kind of see how she's doing. And then I'll probably go back inside if she's not doing anything more than what she was. But because it's kind of cold. It's in the 40s and the wind's blowing. It's just, and it's damp and it's chilly, and I can watch her from inside. I don't have to sit out here. I don't know how long this is going to take. I mean, she's had a stream probably since 9 this morning, and it's so I've actually been inside about an hour. It's 11:44. So we're on 3 hours. So I'm just gonna kind of check her out for a little bit. There you are. She had a pretty big contraction a few minutes ago, or it looked like it. So that's kind of what I'm out here trying to wait and see if that was a contraction or if she was just being goofy. We'll see. And everybody had left the inside of the barn, and now everybody's back. Being obnoxious. So she also had some peace and quiet because I wasn't sitting in here. Daisy apparently was asleep because she's a little mopey. So I'm just gonna hang out for a few minutes. I'll give you guys an update if I decide to do something different. I wanted you guys to see this funny posture that she's got going on right now. She's very big, so she is really uncomfortable and it's hard for her to breathe. And so she's just stretched out like this, I think, because it's comfortable. She's not like pushing or having a contraction. She just is having a hard time getting comfortable. So she kind of is moving around a lot. She's still chewing her cud, but you can see she's not in any kind of distress. I just thought it was funny. She's all laid out. And she's been kind of rotating that posture. I think everybody's finally decided to go out and eat, except for these guys taking a nap. So this is basically what she's been doing all day long, on and off. And I can't always tell if she's just doing this because she's really uncomfortable, or if she's having a contraction. I can tell she's having a contraction by her tail. Her tail will flex. Instead of most of the time when goats flex their tail, it's like straight up, but it kind of gets a curved quality to it. And like she's pooping, like a little poop came out. So I know that there's some tension right now, but she's basically been sitting like this all day, which is kind of hysterical. I think she's so big, she has a hard time getting up and down at the moment. And so, when she goes to stand up, she kind of rolls back and forth. She kind of like rocks to get up. Yeah, I'm talking about you, aren't I, babe? But she made a grunt earlier, which made me think that that was more of a contraction. This stretching her head out, pushing her head up against something. Yeah, and you can kind of hear making some, she's breathing heavy in general. So here again, you can kind of see her. She's very laid out. This is why I'm kind of staying out here, is because this is happening pretty often. And you can, if you can see her tail, how this has got this kind of bow to it, she's straining. So I'm gonna kind of stay for a little bit, see where this goes. But she's doing great so far. All right, guys, I missed the first one. I'm sorry. We've been inside watching the press conference from the president, and sorry, that right now is way more important than this. I knew she'd be okay. I've been watching her from inside, and honestly, to tell you the truth, she hasn't looked any different than the last image that I showed you. And I literally walked in and this thing like slid right out. So this is a massive buck. Hi, just drip water on me. Massive little buckling. And Mama's doing a good job. She knows another one's coming, so she hasn't moved. I've only got 2 bags to catch them on. So get my other bag ready to go. I am taking extra precaution to wear gloves today, so I have some cuts on my fingers. It could be 15-20 minutes before the next one comes. It could be 2. I'm gonna try to go get the cannon set up really quick. But yeah, I am sorry that I missed that, because it went super smooth and exactly how it's supposed to. So hopefully we'll get to see number 2. But there was no, I can just tell by the ground that like her water didn't break. There wasn't anything. She literally just slid this one right out with a couple of pushes, which given her birth history, doesn't really surprise me. You know what, we may just set this up in the, since she's gonna be right there, just do this. All right, here she goes. Oh. You see the bubble? There she is. All right, there it comes. All right, there it comes. Where's Cece? Oh, it's all the way out. And it's still in the sack. This is the coolest thing ever. This baby's still in the sack. Okay, I'm gonna get it. I just really want to put gloves on just because I have these open cuts on my hands for my safety. And it's still in the sack, so it's fine. Oh. Oh, it's here. Trying to tear the sack open. Came ahead first, exactly how it's supposed to. Number 2. And I think that's it. Just 2 gigantic kids. Yep. Yeah, get it out. Bucklings, twin bucklings. Yep. Some of that out. There you go, Mama. Keep cleaning. Tink, look, it's brothers. It's brothers, Tinkerbell. Yeah. Ugh. Let's help Mom out. Just want to get that nose. Clean his face, Mom. These are giant kids. So even as big as she was, I would not be surprised if these are the only 2. And that really looks like placenta in a water sack to me. Sorry, it was so fast. You can kind of hear him gurgling. Mom, I need you to lick his face. There we go. Cough it up. These are in short supply. Probably should be using a towel. Ugh, here we go. We're just gonna hang him upside down. Try to get some of that out of his nose. It's like black with some brown spots, just like Mom. There you go. Zelda's come to watch. Tink gave up, apparently. Let's throw these out. We'll have a new pair if we have a new baby. I don't think we're going to. I think that looks like she's done. She fooled me last year. Because this is all just birth sac. It's not actually placenta. It's umbilical cord and the sac that he came in. He's still kind of sneezing. I don't like that. I want you to make some noise. It's not sneezing. That's good noise. Look at you, Mama. You're doing so good. And this is how it should, like, this is legit how it should go. They should just slide right out. It shouldn't take her long. But she's labored all day long as far as just having contractions and getting ready. But once they start pushing, which she may have been pushing for 5 minutes, maybe. Like, legitimately pushing. I saw maybe 2 hard contractions and I ran out here and there was a baby. So it should go pretty quickly. 30 minutes is not unusual, but that's probably all to let it go without calling your vet and getting some advice if you've never delivered babies before, or getting advice from another goat owner. It was pretty cool. He came out in his sack. It's a first for me. Hi, Clover. New friends? You're not related to these guys. Tink, come meet your brothers. will tell you, I am fairly confident. I know I said this with Nani as well, that I was a little bit concerned that she was having another baby. I'm pretty sure she's done at the rate that she normally slides these things out. She's probably finished. Now these guys could have come in the same, they weren't in the same sack, obviously. 2 different sacks. We could still have another. I'm doubting it. But she surprised me with 3 extras last year, about 15 minutes after she had the first 2. And she was not near as big this year. And these are very big babies. Very big. Like, I bet they're as big as Clover and Tulip right now.
You got goats?
We've had babies.
All of them?
I think so. Just 2, but they're massive.
Yeah.
2 massive bucks.
Are we nursing?
She just stood up.
God, she's fat.
They were huge.
Well, she's huge. Did you have to pull them?
No, I mean,
Popped right out.
yeah. That one came in his sack. Came all the way out, still in the sack.
Did you pull him out of the sack?
Yeah, I had to open the sack up for him, but yeah. This one's the first, the one standing up was the first one born, yeah.
And this is whose?
Bean.
Black.
Yeah, I mean, Tink. You remember 3?
I mean, she's throwing black and white.
We may breed her with Luke next year to see if we can get some different color. Okay, I know I've showed this before, but I was going to show you, I'm giving her this goat and sheep Nutri-Drench. This is wonderful. My vet recommended this to me, so I didn't just like find this in the store. But it's great. And they actually recommend it, giving it to kids, newborns, 2 pumps right after birth. I don't give them to mine unless they're a little floppy, but I always give to Mom. And so I just moved the water a little closer to the babies, so she got a really good drink. And I'm gonna move it back over here because that's really all I wanted her to do, is get one good drink real quick while she's cleaning. I had Jeremy hand me some straw to kind of cover up that wet spot. This stall was clean. I cleaned it out and put new bedding in it yesterday. And you can see she kicked it all up. Get that one. Look. So she's not really ready to eat anything. Look right here, look. Let's see, she might just not have seen it yet. There we go. This also tells me she's probably done. If it were colder outside, I would work on drying these guys off a little bit more for her. But what I've kind of learned is they are so much better at cleaning and drying them than I ever could be. I'm very hands-off. So you may watch other YouTubers who are very hands-on. And, okay, I'm not Mom. Others are over here. Okay, so I'm going to try to squeeze a little milk out of her teats real quick. Yeah, let's see. Just make sure we're not plugged up. He looks like he's got some, so. On that teat, but we'll just make sure. Oh, don't lick the camera. There we go. Yep, not plugged. I knew she had milk this morning. You can always do that. Always just check their teats and make sure they're not plugged. Their problem is they're tall. And see, he's laying down and he's gonna nurse, and so he's kind of got it figured out. I'm hoping the smell will help this one figure it out because he's kind of confused. Look. Over here, bud. Okay, guys, let's wrap up, which is probably a really long video with a check on the new babies. And I didn't know if I told you all the names of other babies. This editing video that's going up tonight, that's from 2 weeks ago, from Twiz. And so I'm going to tell you all the baby names too. If you're a little faint-hearted with gross things, CiCi's eating her placenta. It's totally normal. It's good for them. It's a great way to get rid of it. But if you're a little squeamish, I'm just warning you. And I'm really kind of crazy about the color. This little guy is jet black with some spots. He's finally figured out how to nurse. We'll go in and see him. So she's eating the placenta. That's what that looks like. It's kind of covered in dirt and gross, but that's what that is. That's looking good. It's just kind of nasty. She still, you can see, has got some fluid hanging. That's totally normal. So this little guy has just figured out how to nurse. So, yes, is absolutely massive. He's fine. He just doesn't like the fact that I picked him up. He's absolutely massive. Like, he's huge. I bet he's 4 pounds, which is massive for a Nigerian baby. So he's totally black with some brown spots. I don't think you can see them. There's some white spots and some mixed spots. And little frosted ears and a frosted nose. Oh, we had to be friends. We do. We have to be friends. And you can tell, like, mom's like not remotely worried because she knows it's me. Again, relationships with your does. Guys, they're so sweet. It never gets old. Like, it never gets old, ever. Snuggling with these little guys. He's mad. He's shaking. We're gonna put him down. Oh. He's really big, even compared to his brother. So it's probably hard for you guys to tell on the camera, but he is much bigger than this little guy. He came first. I bet he's four pounds at least. We'll weigh him tomorrow. And this is the second one. The cats are making a ruckus. So you can see how brown he really is. I mean, look at the brown on his face. And then he's got these little cookie spots, moon spots. Their heads are wet from where she's milking. And then brown on this side. Little white tip of his tail. Definitely both boys. Oh, you're fine. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. So they're all dry and super cute and doing well. Mom's eating all the grain that I've given her and none of the pellets, of course, because we're spoiled. I should probably eat those tonight. I'm not going to give her any more grain. Oh my gosh. So sweet. It's about 8 o'clock. So these guys are about 3 hours old. Less than that. Less than that. The president had been speaking for a while, so probably 2 hours. 2.5 hours. Okay, here you go. I'm gonna freshen her water. She's drank most of it. I'm gonna clean it up and get her some new. I love this. He's so cute. And that guy has got some brown spots too. They're just really hard to see. We'll be able to see them better. Probably the bigger he gets. And then, okay, here you go, baby goat antics. Going for a ride on mom. So, these guys, oh, I'm stepping in gross things, are, sorry, I'm trying to remember what I was doing. I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is Clover. This one is Clover. This is Tulip. These are Bunny's twin girls. I'm really trying to get this for an Instagram video. Sorry, I'm distracted. Let's see if she tries again. She's pretty funny. She and Tulip both. Oh, we're gonna nurse. And then Pepper is Nani's buck. He's a little smaller. I really need to go check on him. He has been kind of droopy. He's been fine today. And then this is Huckleberry. This is Twiz, his buck. So those are all our baby names right now. And I'll let you guys know what we name these guys eventually. Super cute. She's having to squat to let them eat because she is so short Actually, I think she's trying to pee and he's trying to nurse at the same time. That's disgusting. We're not going to show you that. So, that's it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed spending the day with me waiting on a goat kid. And then getting a little bit of Cece's labor that we got because I was busy. It's just been a kind of a hot news day and you needed to listen, and she did phenomenal. So we'll, in the next video, catch you up on how everybody's doing. So if you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. It should be on this side. And subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you know every time I put out a new video. And leave me a comment about how much fun baby goats are. I don't know. We'll see you guys next video.